Good morning, traders. This is Rick Majors here at Opteck.com. Welcome to today's daily market briefing, Tuesday, May 13th, 2014. What is shaping up to be a very exciting week in the market. We're going to be starting off today exactly at 10 a.m. GMT with our German ZEW economic sentiment. Keep an eye on Europe, folks. It's going to be a very interesting month and a very interesting summer on the overall. What we're really looking at happening today, again, and in the next weekend, and in the coming month of May and June, European transformation from recession to recovering economy, or from recession to no hope in sight system that may cause very, very unstable atmosphere in the Eurozone in the next coming years. The European Central Bank President Draghi has stated that there is going to be a stimulus plan in place. They really want to start getting the countries like Spain, like Greece, looking at other countries, especially with the Ukrainian debate as well, getting these countries out of debt, getting these countries out of economic instability, getting these countries out of very high unemployment levels so that they can begin to actually see some sort of road to recovery, not just for the individual countries themselves, but for the Eurozone as a whole. Now, to speak on Ukraine just for a second, we have been seeing some new developments coming up. For any of those who don't know, the gold prices have been dropping, more or less because, again, traders have been paying less and less attention to the Ukrainian situation as tension has fizzled out a little bit. As we can see, a vote has been coming into place to decide as to whether to go pro-Russia or stay Ukrainian and join the European Union as well. However, tensions seem to be building up a little bit again, as we see that some of the pro-Russian advocates as well have been starting to talk about conflict, have been starting to talk about, what steps they would take if this doesn't go well. And the Russian state-owned fuel company Gazprom has been threatening a cutoff as well, which has been signaling to us another rise in tension, which could also trigger rebellion from, or further violent conflict from, the Ukrainian side of the matter as well. So keep an eye on that situation. You look at things like the gold prices, look at the US dollar as well, as its value is going to be tested against the Ukrainian conflict's outcomes just the same. Other things that we have going on today, again, in the US dollar department, 1:30 p.m. GMT, core retail sales and retail sales as well are set probably to take a little bit of a slump. This is fine. The retail industries during this period usually hit a bit of a bump in the road. It's not something that is overly unexpected as well. Usually, again, manufacturing services will start to go up and retails will slack a little bit. But once the manufacturing, of course, delivers that supply, that increased production, retail usually has a better time with compensating with pricing as well, making things a little bit cheaper, instituting sales and programs for simply people to buy more, buying in bulk. If you've ever been to places like Costco where you can buy everything in a six-pack, even a car and a kid, basically you will have a lot more opportunity for buying power then, and the consumers usually react to that pretty positively, especially in places like the United States. You want to look at Europe as well. A lot of their business model isn't bulk buy. It's usually on buying things that are simple, things that you can put together easily, things that are cheap but still quality. So every time it's still the same idea. The manufacturer produces supply. Once the demand is low enough, of course, prices will be dropped. The demand rises again. People come back. They buy. So while we're seeing a slump this time, we might see it in the next month as well. But after that, it will go back up. It's not something I'm worried about. Looking up into the late night, for those of you who will be trading the U.S. market as well, New Zealand dollar, right at its opening on the Asian market, we have the Royal Bank of New Zealand's financial stability report, which will be interesting. New Zealand is turning up to be an economically much more prosperous country than it has been in the last 20 years or so. We have been seeing improvements there in their tech industry, in their industrial production and export, international trade-wise. So it is an actual country that the Kiwi itself as a currency is going to be something that's worth watching, especially when you pair it against the Australian dollar. It's a very volatile currency, makes great movements, and you can usually get a lot of great trades at it as well. Just on the daily basis, trading the Asian market, you should be at 5-6 positions where you should have no problem deriving a profit from them. We also have the Royal Bank of New Zealand's Governor Wheeler will be speaking this is also another one. Remember that when heads of financial institutions, especially government ones, will be speaking, the market moves in reaction to it because it does not just deny fiscal policy on the banking level, it denies it on the economic level, on the countrywide level. So there is going to be a lot of policy statements in terms of interest rates, economic outlooks, changes in policy, changes in how they're going to be doing things, stimulus programs, and so on and so forth will be mentioned here. Then after that, we're going to have retail sales again. You know what we're seeing, the same thing that's happening in the United States. We're expecting right now a forecasted drop of 0.3% on the retail sales there. Manufacturing has been pretty upped from the winter time periods. So again, we're seeing a lot more manufacturing, a lot less retail right now, which it will switch over afterwards. It's not something that is a concern. It is relatively routine. That is just about all we have for today, to be specific. Coming up on Wednesday, we will be getting a lot of heat, especially from things like claimant account changes, unemployment rates here on the British pound. We have the PPI also at 1:30 p.m. GMT on Wednesday as well for the U.S. dollar. And the big event will be, obviously, Governor Carney will be speaking, and an inflation report as well. This is going to be major issues that are coming out of London just from the idea of what the economic outlook, especially in things like the real estate industries here, in terms of job employment, in terms of economic stability as a country, and what's going to be happening with Scotland as we decide here, especially in England, you know, what is our future without Scotland or with Scotland right now, and how it's going to be affecting Britain itself. Then coming up on Thursday, it's actually more of a mild day, but we still have plenty of announcements, and Friday itself will be a bit quiet as well, except for the federal chairwoman, Yellen, is going to be giving a speech. So keep your eyes out on that. We will be seeing a good degree of movement happening just from her speeches, as we do usually. Okay, guys. Thanks for coming in today. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on the bottom of the page, and stay tuned Monday through Thursday, every day at 10 a.m. GMT. My name is Rick Majors. Happy trading day.